All right, everyone wants to know how I modeled this with my phone. Let's find out. So making a 3D object with your phone, you're gonna wanna go download Luma. Don't start with Nerf Studio. This will be probably just as good, if not a little bit better, because they guide you. They have a great user interface. I'll talk about that more later. But I chose to do freeform on this object. It is super easy, simple. It'll tell you if you're going too fast, too slow. You could do the guided version, which will give you a better output. But yeah, this is really simple. You just scan it. I was just in my kitchen, no problem. Name it, and then upload. So my upload's done. Here's the final result. It gave me the background. You can choose to have the background on or off, and you can actually do recordings of augmented reality and not even do it for the object, but that's a whole separate topic. Here's just me showing off the different angles, what it got. Yeah, and that's the object. Looks pretty good. It has the embedded textures on top of it, and then there's the mesh. You can choose to list it publicly or not list it publicly, remix it, so on and so forth. Hopefully I don't get my address in there. I'll try and get that out of there. But going forward, you could download a poly map of the scene geometry, or you could scroll up and you'll see other options like GLTF, OBJ, USDZ. Download any which one of them and go from there. So now I have this model. I could bring it into a 3D printing program and tell the program to try and slice it and fix it, and sometimes it can fix it. But I like to go into Mesh Mixer if I have holes like these that I can't quite fix. I'll select the object and I'll go over to the left side and click Make Solid. It'll take a while to compute all this, and we'll be back in a second. So it fixed everything. That took less than a minute to compute. There's no more holes, it's all solid, and that's great. I could send it to the printer now, or I could smooth it and make it look a little better. These ridges look really deep, but they actually aren't. Again, this is all perspective. It makes it look a bit deeper than you really think it is. Yeah, so I'll smooth it and then print it, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'm gonna send that to my printer. It'll be great, it'll turn out great. Print it in marble on my K1. Again, that's Luma. That's how to do it with Luma. I could do a tutorial on how to do it with Nerf Studio, because you don't have to obey any of Luma's policies and so forth, and it won't cost money. But honestly, Luma is a great source. If you're gonna set up Nerf Studio on your computer, you have to have CUDA cores. You have to set up all the code properly. You have to have the proper versions of everything, all the Python script and everything, PyTorch, so on and so forth. And it's nice, it gives you a lot of access to tools, or you can tweak things, but most people want a product like Luma, and that's why I suggest go use Luma before you break your brain trying to figure out the Nerf Studio stuff. I'm sure a lot of you can. There's a ton of smart people out there, but most people probably want the easier solution. So Luma is great. They didn't sponsor me to do this video. If they want to give me money, that's great. I'll tag you Luma. I'd always accept money, who wouldn't? But yeah, that's how you do it. And sometimes the results are great, sometimes they're poor. It really depends on what kind of video you put in.